without have no soul.
Aside from my soul, air goes aside,